All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome back for day 2 and our final day of VetSecCon. I'm Tom Marsland, the board chair here at VetSec, and I'd like to welcome you all back and hope that you had a great day 0 workshop, a great day 1 full of talks. And now let's get into day 2, where we've got some more amazing talks. Just on the highlights today, starting in 30 minutes, we've got what to expect when you're only half expecting, talking about benefits for transitioning to the Guard and Reserves. And we also have Brad Rhodes talking about threat actors and malware and the 4 horses of evil. Following that, in the next section, we're going to have Jack Scott talking about cybersecurity GRC, and Michael Smith, a dear friend, talking about It's Always DNS and how to troubleshoot DNS issues. It goes on with 9 more segments, ending today with our final closeout. And also a friend of mine that I work with at Cloud Range, Dr. Dwayne Dunstan, talking about open source tools for adversary emulation. So we should have a very good time in store for you today. Now, I would like to talk a little bit about the mission of VetSec, and then we'll see how the CTF is going, and we'll get everyone into their talks. All right, so the mission of VetSec, again, to create a world where no veteran pursuing a career in cybersecurity goes unemployed. We've been at the platinum transparency level through Candid, which is a organization that ranks nonprofits and how open they are with things like who's on their board, their financials, things like that. We've been that for the last 2 years. A lot of this I covered yesterday. Some of this is from the talk that I gave to Fortinet as part of their Veterans Program Advisory Council. But again, for people who aren't familiar with our organization, founded as an informal veterans group and incorporated as a 501c3 back in September of 2018. And everyone in the group is volunteers, and we rely on our volunteers to handle everything from the day-to-day operations and the strategic leadership here on the board, as well as things like community moderation, processing new member applications, and assigning out training through our partners to our members. Again, we're open to military, active reserves guard from the United States, and from all friendly nations, 14 eyes, and we've grown from 1,800 to 6,600 members across the last 3 years. Again, our main focus is our community, creating a home for those in transition from the military. On the right side of the page, you'll see just a piece of our Slack, which is really the heart of VetSec, with channels ranging from technical topics to channels supporting the military in the job transition, navigating VA benefits, to resume help and job postings, to our dedicated mental health support channel. We do run teams on popular capture the flag platforms. You can find VetSec on CTF time, and we're always looking for volunteers to help organize those events. Thanks to our moderator team and Tyler, we run a Monday evening Zoom meeting for all members, so welcome to join there. I think our Zoom can fit up to 300 people, so the more the merrier. And a mentorship program run by volunteers to establish longer one-on-one relationships with the subject matter expert in the field you're wanting to get into. And please, I know some of this is a repeat from yesterday, so if you have questions as I'm giving this talk, please jump in with the questions, and I'm happy to do a Q&A on this. VetSecCon was first started in 2020 during COVID, and this is our annual all virtual conference that serves as our main fundraising vehicle through corporate sponsors and is free to all, not just members, to attend. I do appreciate every member and every attendee here at the conference that took time to donate to VetSec as well, as through our sponsors and the donations here at the conference is our main funding vehicle for the year. Through that, we raise approximately $25,000 annually, and that supports everything from our Slack integrations to our website to any of the extras that we put on throughout the year. Travel for people to go to conferences, you name it. In 2022, we had 3 tracks similar to this year with 29 speakers, 4 workshops, and keynotes every year from industry leaders. And finally, our next focus is our employment resources. For any of you that attended John's talk on Thursday night, and got dedicated help and direct feedback on your resume, that is crowdsourced advice from John's vast experience reviewing resumes, but also from our resume channel in VetSec. We crowdsource job listings that we think are quality in our Slack, and we have a jobs board on our website for employers to submit jobs to VetSec. If there's any employers out there that are interested, please reach out to me. We do have some rules on transparency for those postings. And we work with industry leaders to secure spots at workshops and conferences around the country. I would be remiss at this point if I didn't talk about CyberWarCon. If you buy a virtual ticket to CyberWarCon, which is happening early next month, 50% of all of the proceeds to that are going to VetSec. And we will have a booth at the conference for people to meet up. Finally, we partner with various training providers, again, to offer low or no cost training to our members. Most of this is focused at the entry level. And the biggest impact items that we can share with all of our members vice those one-off opportunities. Some of those partners are listed here. And if you have questions about how to access those benefits, you can always reach out to me or any member of the staff or the board to get help. We will be working on improving these pipelines. One of the big challenges that we face is that every provider has their own way to sign up, their own way for us to get members their discounts. And so it can be a very manual process from time to time. All right, with that, I'd love to open that up to any questions about the organization, anything else that I can answer. And then I'd like to touch base just a little bit while people are putting comments in the chat. I'd love to touch base just a little bit about the CTF. So right now, as it stands, we have 2 people tied in first place. And just for a quick side on that, we are going to award first place to the person who maxed out their points first, which in this case we've been following closely, and that is Post here. And our second place is locked in with Blue Falcon. Looks like Lizard is up in third right now. However, there's still an opportunity there. And yes, Chris, the name of the conference early next month is CyberWarCon. And I will just pull that up while we're chatting. So cyberwarcon.com, and you can see right here, if you register for this virtual ticket with code GIVE2VetSec, they'll donate 50% of the ticket price to VetSec. A huge thanks to the team at CyberWarCon. John Holtquist spoke here at VetSecCon last year, and they are an amazing group that put on a really high quality conference out in Arlington. That's right, Chris. Absolutely. All right, with that, I would love to open the floor to any questions. If anybody has anything they would like to discuss, we do have a little bit of time here. I know that the mission of VetSec wasn't going to change terribly much. If there's anything that you would like me to talk about or give my opinions on, I'm happy to do so. I will say one thing that we are working on, me personally, this next year, as we move into 2024, is more transparency around the benefits that veterans can gain access to. So I've had a couple discussions with some skill bridge providers and how we can help veterans have a more holistic transition. So that includes things like understanding how they can access their benefits, their mental health, things like that. So one of the things that I've been pursuing pretty hard this past year, if you've seen anything on LinkedIn, has been gaining access to outcome data from vet tech training providers. And we are still working to do that. I do have a FOIA request in with the Veterans Affairs Department right now, and we're pursuing how much data we can get so we can really educate our members and the rest of the industry on the cyber boot camps, the vocational trainings that are out there, and how well they are helping veterans find jobs. Because again, one of the biggest issues that veterans face isn't unemployment, it's underemployment. And we still see that. They estimate over 33% of transitioning veterans are underemployed and leave their first job within a year. Chris, you wanted to try the CTF. Elliot Gorman, our board member, was running that platform. I'm not sure when that ends, but I do believe that CTF ends today. There's no write-up. When you go into the CTF, let me go back to that. I still have that. When you go into the CTF, there's a guide on how to access the data, and you're querying a set of data here. And when you go in, you'll answer questions like this. This one says just answer with done, and you'll get the points associated with that. And then you can move on to the next question. So you have to query this data using their query language and answer the questions and go as far as you can. I hope that answers that question for you. They have, all of these sections here, 1 through 6. And so anybody that our first and second place winners right now completed every question that they had here. I did a couple myself, but that was really just testing out the platform. All right. Well, with the time we have remaining, I'd love to take feedback on the conference so far. Anything that you think we could have done better? Any speakers that you'd like to hear from for next year? Schedule, does the Friday, Saturday work for everyone? What is everyone else looking for, and really what could help? And if there isn't any of that, then again, I want to give a big thanks to our volunteers at VetSec who have been absolutely crushing the new member applications daily. And they do that. It's a very thankless job, researching every member application, verifying their veteran status day in and day out. So I really want to thank our veteran moderators and admin team for that. I really want to thank the rest of the board for helping put together the conference, putting together the Capture the Flag platform, getting that set up. And I'd really like to thank our sponsors. We have 3 this year. KC7 Cyber, of course, for putting on the CTF and letting us use their platform. Security Onion Solutions for sponsoring our event with a donation at the bronze level. And TCM Security. Again, we do have an affiliate link, and that link is on the logo. It is also right here in the chat, if I can paste. Let me find that again for everybody. So for anybody that makes a purchase from TCM of any of their content, which we are a big fan, they will make a donation or a portion of those will come back to VetSec as well. So some amazing sponsors this year. I've really enjoyed the event, and Chris, thanks for the comments. We strive every day to find ways to help people transitioning from the military find meaningful roles in cybersecurity. And our conference is kind of our way of opening our doors to the community and finding a way to share that to everybody. So, how everybody here can help, if you have time, obviously, word of mouth is the best way that we gain new members. It's the best way that we gain sponsors. Please share your experiences here at the conference, whether good or bad, and please share them. That does get our name out a little bit more. If you have employers that are looking to make charitable donations, either at the monetary level, or if they're training providers and they're looking to, donate vouchers or help X number of veterans find jobs, or if they have jobs, please send them my way. Connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm a pretty open door unless you're going to try and sell me something. And of course, you can always make donations yourselves, but really getting the word of mouth out, helping our marketing, that's really where things, can really have that snowball effect of getting more members and more military people finding that meaningful employment in cybersecurity. All right. Well, with that, if there's no other questions or no other feedback, again, thank you so much for attending. We'll be kicking off our first talk in about 15 minutes. We have two talks going on at that time. Again, that's Tanner Green and Brad Rhodes. So again, thank you so much to all of our speakers for donating their time to come and speak to the group. I know it's for us on the West Coast, getting up a little early, and for those on the East Coast, staying on a bit later into your dinner hours. I really appreciate the time that you've spent to give back here at the conference. And I hope everyone has a great day, and I will see you in the talks throughout the day. And we will wrap up at 2:15 Pacific with our conference wrap up for closing remarks. All right. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon.